Good morning, everybody. How are you? Thursday. Yeah, like that's supposed to mean something, I guess. Well, anyhow, hope you enjoyed my little bullshit stories yesterday. They're not bullshit, they're things that actually have happened to me. I was followed by a ghost for years, or haunted by something, a ghost for years, till I don't know what I did right, but it finally left me alone. It wasn't harmful, just hung around. Maybe it was a good thing, maybe it was protecting me, I don't know. Trump's got himself a real big problem now. Not the first president to come up with this. Afghanistan's an example of it, where we get involved with something and we have absolutely no exit plan. When we got involved in Desert Storm the first time, there was an exit plan in place and everything went perfectly. Everything was done for the exit plan worked, everything worked. But after that, eh, who knows, who cares, I don't know. They just do it on a whim. And Trump is being accused of something I said he's been doing all along, and that's operating on a whim. Whatever he thinks of in the morning. If he burps the words Cairo, he'll go invade Cairo tomorrow morning. And that's just a city in Egypt, by the way. If you think I didn't know, huh? All right. So with all this going on, he hasn't got a way out. And that's kind of a scary situation. Uh, they're trying to get together again, and Trump seems to be simplifying issues so the moderates in the regime will return to the negotiating table. But you still got the supreme leader to deal with. They're a very strange government. Oh boy. People are trying to figure out why Iran's military campaign didn't collapse. Well, it's a different world, folks. I refer you back to Afghanistan when the Mujahideen, led by Osama bin Laden, would take down the Hind helicopter, which was, and I think it was at the time, the biggest and most heavily armed helicopter in the world, with boulders thrown from cliffs as the helicopter was suckered into going down below the edge of the cliff. They would throw boulders into the rotors and take out the helicopters. Now, that's why they didn't. At that time, that was one of the most technically advanced weapon systems in the world, and it was defeated by stones. So this is where the Arab population understands something that Americans don't. You know, and Americans, I don't think Americans might have the ingenuity, but they'd want to build a catapult or something to make it better. And it doesn't have to be better. If it works, it works. But yeah, the Pentagon is claiming AI isn't deciding who lives or dies. That's bullshit. We're fucked. Whoa, man. We just keep looking at this stuff. The Pentagon is delaying wind power development even on private land because Trump doesn't like it. He believes it destroys the beauty of whatever. But let me explain something. Trump don't give a shit about the beauty of whatever, all right? This is a money issue for him. He woke up. It's like when he was in Scotland. He woke up one morning, looked out the window, saw the wind turbines. Just said, "Oh, they're ugly. They can't." And people in his club said they're destroying our view of what? White caps? Come on, people. I don't see a lot of people sitting around looking at the beach there. All right, there's no beach there. It's a golf course. Okay, and like people aren't looking interested in the water unless it's in a water hazard. And then they don't care what's in it. It could be alligators, fish, and they don't give a shit. You know? Oh, sports stuff. Kentucky Derby winner Golden Temple, which that was a hell of a race, by the way. Of course, I didn't get to see it live. I never get to see the great ones live, you know. But he's not running in the Preakness, which means no triple count, which means the other two races are basically useless. You know, because the big money's in the Triple Crown. So even if he goes 2 out of 3, he's throwing away quite possibly $1 billion. Oh man. Poll shows an enthusiasm a gap between Democrats and Republicans. That kind of poll is such bullshit. You know, it depends on where they're living. It depends on how they're surviving. You know, if they're okay, they're rich, they don't give a shit. You know, people that care or really care are the lower middle income, from the lower middle income to low income people. Rich people don't give a shit unless you say we're going to tax you. Then they give a shit. Social media doesn't strengthen your friendships. Of course not. I mean, my social media was either walk next door or wait till I got to school to talk to my friends, or after school, either have the fight or whatever, and we never called anybody. I think I got my first phone my senior year of high school, regular phone. That's what we got. We didn't get, house phone. I mean, I didn't call anybody. It was just there, you know, if somebody wanted to call me without alerting the rest of the family. I told you my family was slightly dysfunctional. An Israeli soldier desecrated a Virgin Mary statue in Lebanon. Those guys are just, those soldiers just, they need a reality check. They need to sit down and watch movies about the Holocaust for 12 hours and what the Germans did to the Jews, and then turn around and watch newsreels for 12 hours and what they're doing to the Lebanese and other people. This is just, people are just being ridiculous. Oh, Trump's reinstating the fitness test, which Obama got rid of because he wanted them to branch out into different areas rather than just see who's the strongest. But Trump wants to see who the strongest is. Trump couldn't stay awake to read the events in the fitness test. Are you kidding me? He's the most out of shape president that I can remember in my lifetime, I think. I'm not sure. Let's see. I started out with the first president I really remember. Well, I know about FDR and Truman only through the history books and stuff like that. Eisenhower, you had Nixon, you had Kennedy. All these guys were in great shape. All these guys exercised, played a little football, stuff like that. Americans are accused of being fat and lazy because kids hate gym. Because they don't want to be told what to do. You tell kids, go play basketball for an hour, guys. They'll do it. Some kids will get their heads bashed in. There'll probably be a little disquieting conversations going on, or whatever, however you want to say it. Giuliani's still in the hospital. Singapore says teachers can cane students as young as 9 in a new anti-bullying bullying strategy. Let me explain something to you, okay? Instead of just pushing them around now, they'd probably kill a kid if the kid's going to rat him out, you know? It's the same thing that when they about the death penalty is use it as a deterrent for crime. It's not. It's you can without the death penalty, you can put people in a specific situation and quite possibly talk them out of it without anybody getting killed. With the death penalty, if they commit a crime that they know is going to be punishable by the death penalty, they're just going to keep killing people. Because you can only die once. You know, they gave one guy, I was reading an article, one of those stories, or I saw it on TV, Discovery Channel, something like that, where, you know, this guy was given three death penalties. It's like giving him 3 consecutive life penalties. What are they going to do? Bring him back and kill him all over again? It doesn't work. It just costs you millions of dollars in law fees, and these guys all make money off of it, except the people that are actually injured. The injured parties don't make any near as much money as the lawyers and stuff that are involved in it do. You give a guy 3 death penalties. What? You think he's going to live? You know, you're going to bring him back and kill him again? That's probably the dumbest thing in the world. If it's done at the same trial, at the same time, rather than having 3 more trials, then who cares? It's just paperwork. You're just wasting your time. You're saying, well, this way he won't get parole. Well, if he's as bad, if he deserves 3 death penalties, he's not going to get paroled anyhow. Nobody likes this clown, you know. It's like Trump. You know, if Trump was convicted of treason tomorrow and sentenced to the firing squad, I do not think. I mean, his lawyers would keep him busy till he was broke. Keep protesting and everything until he ran out of money, because he doesn't have a lot of money. You know, and once his debts were paid off and his family stole what they were going to steal from him and everything like that, they'd let the sucker get executed. You know, strange stuff, isn't it? Let's see if there's anything over here. I don't think so, but you never know. Anytime today. That's just news. I love these headlines. You know, this is when Pete Buttigieg should have studied before he talked. The same thing goes for Donald Trump. Donald Trump should know what he's talking about before he opens his mouth. Trump's got a mobile phone company. Oh yeah, that's what I want. Every federal agency in the planet listening into my conversations, you know? I mean, I got enough people listening in down here. I don't need every federal agency to take, you know? So I don't know, you know, what's going on with what's going on. Do you ever get the feeling I get bored sometimes doing this? It's not that I get bored, it's just that my access to news is limited, and then after a while there's not enough that I could say, well, where I know something about what's going on, that I could say something about it. Even if I have to know at least that much about the headline before I can say something about it, because you deserve to know a little bit more than what the headline says, you know what I mean? Oh, well. Okay, so hit the subscribe button. All right, I need more subscribers. If anybody knows where Jim and some of the guys are hanging out and why they haven't been commenting or anything on my videos, let me know. If he's sick or something like that, let me know, okay? I'll try. I'm going to try to get in touch with him today and see if what he says. But it's sometimes I say things and they don't like what I say, but that's okay. If that's the reason, that's fine. I just want to make sure he's okay. All right, everybody, listen. Hit that subscribe button. I got 25. I need 50. Yeah, I'd like 50 by the end of May. Let's see if we can do that. All right, I got some ideas. I'm going to try, and we'll find out. Okay. In the meantime, everybody, take care. Have a great day. My weather was there. When I went out about an hour ago, there was a cloudless sky, and now it's overcast, hot and humid. This is like living on an island. Really, it is. All right. Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Or you can go over and hear the same shit again on the live video.